So I'm walking to Hublot on Bond Street, and because I'm in central London, it's December, it's nearly Christmas, it has this Christmas feeling, it's slightly raining, but I thought, why don't I take you to Bond Street, and why don't I take you to Hublot? Because, oh, there's Patek Philippe there. Why don't I show you the window? Hold on. And I love these square style of watches, aren't they? Aren't they nice? Anyway, I'm on my way to Hublot, so you can tell that you're in Bond Street because you're surrounded by brand names, Chanel, Hermes. Anyway, let's go, and Louis Vuitton here. In fact, okay, why don't I, so Dior, Chanel. Okay, that's probably going to take too much time. Louis Vuitton, Bond Street. Okay, let's go to Hublot. Okay, so we are, I didn't realise Patek Philippe was such a large store face there. Anyway, so we're going to the southern part of Bond Street. Piccadilly is straight ahead, basically. Hublot's here, and it's so busy in London right now. I've come on a Monday morning, although it's lunchtime now, and I didn't think it would be so busy. It's only the beginning of December. Anyway, here we have Hublot. So I'm going to go inside now and see if it's okay to have my camera with me. So I shall just do that now. So very graciously, Hublot have said it's okay for me to go inside and take some photos and some video of their watches. Now, what's really cool about this is I've been looking forward to being in London and choosing a day that isn't so busy. But as you can see, it's really busy. But I'm so curious to see these Hublot watches because I like them myself, and I've got a feeling in the hand they're going to be a lot better than you realise. Like always with watches, on video and in photographs they look lovely, but in the hand they're always so good. Anyway, let's go inside Hublot. Actually, just before I go inside, let me very quickly show you the displays. Now, Hublot fans are going to recognise these pieces, and the reason I like showing the shop displays is because these displays start to introduce you to the branding and the aesthetic, the designs of these watches. And of course we've got Djokovic there. I'm a big fan of Djokovic, and I've got a feeling that one of his watches might be inside. In fact, I've got a feeling that his watch is already inside. I can't wait to see that. But let's come over to, oh, look at this. Now I've got a feeling these are the sapphire case versions, and look at the colour. Yes, I mean straight away you are going to, well, anyone that likes Hublot will recognise these pieces. This one here draws me straight to it. Isn't it nice? It's I can't wait to get my hands. Now this is, of course, is a Unico. I think this is the Unico Big Bang type, and once again I do apologise if I forget the names of the models on camera. Even though I might have got the name, on camera you can forget them, but the reason I like this one here is because of the colouring, and hopefully you can see it, but that looks great. I'm sure that we're going to see the Unico Big Bang inside, and very, very quickly let me show you this window. Oh, look at those. I am getting the feeling of prestige and quality here. Oh, and these smaller pieces, I can see, these are very desirable watches. I can imagine, people really liking these. Anyway, I want to get out of people's way, and I wanted to quickly show you the outside of Hublot. Okay, guys, I'm inside the Hublot boutique on Bond Street. So, firstly, I feel very privileged to be here on a day that I thought would be the quietest day. And so inside, I was hoping to be inside when there was perhaps nobody else here, because I wanted to show you the boutique, Hublot's boutique. And I suppose how Hublot are presenting themselves with their watches. And straight away, I don't know if you can, it's very quiet and luxurious in here. And you can probably spot the windows here and some of the display cabinets. But I thought I would just capture the essence, the feeling of being inside a boutique like this. And there's a few pieces over there that we're going to go to in a minute. But before I go and get these pieces in my hand, well, why don't I show you some of the watches that are in the cabinets? Now, so first of all, we're at the Classic Fusion. Now, I understand that this aesthetic, this design, but I think it was the time and date only design that was the first Hublot release, actually. Now, at the time, and it indicates 1980 that they was released. And I on camera, I do apologise, I don't know exactly, but the first Hublot watch, I seem to remember that what was highly interesting about that release was because of the rubber strap. Now today, rubber straps are, many brands focus on a very high quality rubber strap because of its the way it feels and how comfortable it is. But this Classic Fusion is, I suppose, an iconic aesthetic of the first Hublot watch. This is the chronograph version, so this happens to be the one that I would gravitate towards. But this, with a time only and date, was one of Hublot's very first designs and design aesthetic. So I wanted to show you that because I thought it was so lovely. So I thought what I would do is, because I'm going to go over and I'm very fortunate, I'm going to be able to put some of these watches in my hand and show you those in a moment. I wanted to show you the Classic Fusion and then quickly show you some of the watches that are on display in the cabinets, because it's a very nice experience to be here. And we've got there's some sapphire pieces here. Now the reason that there's a sapphire watch missing there is because it's on the tray over there, and I can't wait to have a look at it. And I'll show you Mr. Gorilla for a moment. Look at him, isn't he cool? That must be the Hublot Gorilla. Anyway, I don't know, but those are my words. But look at this. And so, of course, this has is the Golf. So I'm going to say that looks like it has a ceramic material or a carbon fibre and ceramic. But look at that. You see, I understand now when people talk about Hublot and these high-end pieces, and when you get them in the hand like this, how appealing they are. And straight away I think, oh yeah, that is very, very nice. I really do like it, and it's definitely a Hublot. There's definitely a Hublot design signature that I'm picking up here. When I looked at it, I didn't think. I suppose you might say to yourself, could that be if you were 10 meters, 20 meters away, you might say to yourself, is that an AP? Well, this is me and my words. Initially, I might think AP, but the minute you get closer, I think that is definitely Hublot. That is a Hublot watch. And I think that this is the reason why I'm here today, because I've sort of been looking at Hublot and I've been drawn into them a little bit because of their engineering and their design. As the words say over here, the Classic Fusion. I sort of like that terminology, and the way that Jean-Claude Beaver explains these things, I do find it very passionate and very sort of fitting. But I love the fusion of utility, design and materials. But isn't that lovely? And I love the way it simply says golf, Hublot. Isn't that very, very nice? Okay, now this watch here, I've walked past it several times and I thought, oh my goodness, I love it. Number one, it's solid gold. I'm sure it's solid gold, but it's a pink gold with a copper tone. I'm using my words, and hopefully the camera has got that. But it looks like it has a see-through dial, and yeah, I will try and get my hands on that a little bit later because it's so cool, and it's exactly what I go for. That is the sort of thing that I really like myself. Anyway, I wanted to very quickly show you and look at the presentation here. Isn't it lovely? And I've been so fortunate because it's peaceful and quiet. So what I'm going to do now is, and I can't wait, this is the bit I've been waiting for. I want to get my hands on these things. So give me one moment and I'll get my camera set up. Okay, guys, you can probably hear the excitement in my voice, and I'm going to roll the camera and show you these watches as I'm just going to do it like this, and there's a little bit of light, and if I position it like that, hopefully I won't be disturbed. But okay, so I'm really sort of I'm quite excited because this is the Unico Big Bang, and I think this is one of Hublot's very popular pieces that seems to be popular with anyone that's in the sport industry. I'm using my words, so forgive me if I'm wrong, but now it's in my hand like this. I can understand what all the fuss and the song and dance is about. Now, of course, you'll be saying, hold on, that's the Djokovic, and you are correct. And I think there's only 100 pieces of this. And, if you're a Djokovic fan, I am. I think Djokovic is a fabulous sports person. And if you like tennis, you'll definitely know him. But this is attributed to him. And also, just by complete coincidence, these are all limited edition pieces. So the Djokovic is 100, and the Bumblebee here, I'm calling it Bumblebee, I do apologise. Oh, I've got to come back to this yellow and black one because that feels absolutely sensational. Yeah, I'll come back to the yellow one. I had a feeling I was going to be very much into the yellow piece there, and the sapphire piece. Oh my goodness. Okay, I can tell you that on camera, holding these watches for the first time, I'm instantly getting the fuss and the popularity that Hublot is receiving, because the build quality and the materials is very evident. You can probably see on camera, and like always, these watches in the hand, they're always better than whenever you see a catalogue image or a social media image or a video. They look good, but in the hand there's always something additional, and it must be the way that they look and feel. But this is a pure sapphire case. Making something like this is an absolute feat of engineering because it's very hard. The cost of production, I know what it costs to make these things, and it's unbelievable. It's very, very expensive. So when you see some of these retail prices, I'm sat there thinking, hold on, they can't be making much profit because of what it costs to actually make these things. But okay, once again, this Djokovic, it is absolutely fabulous, and what Hublot has done here. Now, I won't even attempt to butcher the process, but they've blued the movement. Now, the base movement, the fact that they've done that is a difficult process, is a difficult thing to do. I mean, what jumps out, to me straight away are the manufacturing tolerances, how everything is so fine. I mean, when they make even the straps, the cases, the case facets, the tolerances on the sapphire case back there, we must be down to microns. That's 1,000th of a millimeter, because I just don't know how they get their machines so accurate to so accurately make the components. I mean, you are definitely this watch, like all the other high-end, high quality pieces, they're all really pieces of mechanical artwork and then some. This is a serious bit of kit, and today, if I was buying this, I would be thinking, hold on, this is going to last for 2 or 3 centuries. We're not in decades here. We are in the centuries mode. I'm thinking, hold on, grandchildren and their grandchildren is what we're thinking about. This object is going to last forever. That's how it feels in the hand. It feels that it's timeless because the engineering is so good. The build quality and the choice of materials is so good. So, I mean, this is the Djokovic. I don't know what to say apart from it is absolutely brilliant. And this is probably the least of my favourites here. And it's absolutely brilliant. The colour. I mean, imagine in the summer being on a beach or being somewhere where you want to show off. I mean, this is I would be literally putting on an outfit around this watch. I would think, okay, I'm going to wear this watch today, this Djokovic, and I'm going to have something blue, a touch of yellow or lime and white. I mean, you can see how that's going to look so good. And I love the fact we've got these very lovely buckle deployants. The deployment buckles that Hublot use. Oh yes, I just love it. How delightful is that? And this is my least favourite. Actually, I can't say that. It is one of my favourites for sure. But I'm saving Bumblebee over here. I don't know if that is the association, but that's my association. I'm going to come to him in a moment. But let's go to the sapphire case. Now, look at that. I know that the manufacturing process here, and always I say to people, please don't tell me anything so that I can, offer my own understanding. And if I'm wrong, I'm not going to offend anyone or anything. But I know that making sapphire cases is one of the most difficult watch processes that there are. That with making hairsprings and some of the very fine components in a mechanical wristwatch. Sapphire cases is a nightmare to machine and to work into a case shape. It's very, very expensive, and I've been told by the manufacturer how much it costs for them to make a case like this. And when I heard that, I thought, well, how on this earth can you sell a watch at the price that you're selling it for when, I can't see a profit margin? And so this is my experience. These very high-end pieces, they are expensive, but when you actually get into the nitty-gritty of the costs that are associated to making these watches, it's unbelievable. I think, my goodness, I'm not surprised that their price point is what it is. And I'm not surprised that the comments are there, but when you understand what it takes to make a sapphire-cased mechanical wristwatch, you then understand the price point. And to date, everything with a sapphire case that I've come across, normally their retail prices are very, very reasonable, if they are only recovering their costs, believe it or not. That's based on, my own understanding. But anyway, it doesn't take you away from how cool that is. I mean, it really is something, isn't it? And the matching jelly, I'm calling it a jelly, the chemistry that goes into designing a bracelet, a rubber band like this, is unbelievable, because they have to think about UV, about the effects of light, and also the chemistry inside the rubber band, how it reacts to being on against human skin, how it reacts over time in sunshine. So when they're putting the chemistry together to make a rubber strap like this, the strap has to go through all kinds of considerations that you've never thought about. It has to last forever, it can't fade with its colour, it can't pick up lint, it can't degrade in its structure or its colouring. Now, everything over time will change a little bit, but I can tell you that the design engineering, the chemistry, the technology that goes into composing, just the components that go into these straps is a science all by itself. But so when I see something like this, I mean, I'm talking a lot here, I do apologize, but when I see something like this, I'm also seeing a lot of cost and a lot of engineering. Isn't that lovely? Yeah, I mean, look at that. It matches my grey sleeve there perfectly, doesn't it? If my bank account was more friendly, in fact, yeah, if it was more friendly and I walked into Hublot, I think I might walk out bankrupt. But I'm be very happy in the process. Okay, let's get to the Bumblebee. And once again, I do apologise if I keep calling it Bumblebee, but there is a film and there's a robot that's yellow and black, and for some reason this guy, yeah, so I'm using my own terminology here. I do apologize if it's definitely not called that, but this is lovely, and the weight of it is slightly heavier than the ceramic here, and the sapphire and the ceramic. Now, I think this is a ceramic material, but I won't even try to explain the other materials, because I'll have it later. It'll be somewhere in the video or the description. But the weight in the hand and how the glossiness shines here, this to me is my favourite so far. Now, some people might think, oh gosh, it's very yellow, but the way that the colouring on the dial, it gives you this lovely depth of fit. It's got this lovely depth to it, this mechanical, I'm trying to find some words to describe what I'm seeing, but there's a mechanical depth to the way that the colouring has been added to the indices, to the dial, and from experience, I know that photographs and video don't show that there is something about the finish of the materials, the way that the light plays off the gloss, and the matte finishing of the black parts of the case there. It is really nice, and I do get this feeling of a very high engineering. Once again, I always marvel, how do they make these things? The tolerances are so tight, and everything looks so superbly made. I mean, it really does. I'm going to zoom in here. Hopefully I haven't smudged the glass there. I do apologise if I have, but look at that. You could be sat at your desk and spend a couple of hours a day looking at the back of your watch. You would be forgiven, because I think that's what I would do. But look at that. Now, of course, these are all chronographs, and of course, if you've seen my other videos, you'll know that I'm a big chronograph person, and that is lovely. I love the way that the buckle colour matches the watch case, and of course you've got Hublot coloured inside the buckle there. Look at that. I do like this, I really do. That would make me put on a yellow t-shirt, or yellow trainers, or, knowing me, yellow shorts. But yeah, that is definitely Hublot. That there is no, yeah, that is Hublot. That's definitely an aesthetic that I think Hublot has created for itself. It's really very nice. I do like it. Anyway, guys, I've been talking a lot about these three. I said to myself I would only chat for a couple of minutes, and I think I've gone way over that. I do apologise. But I wanted to, once again, I wanted to show you these Hublot Unicos. Aren't they lovely? They really are. I'm going to zoom out. I was trying to get there we go. Aren't they delightful? Once again, I'm just so pleased to be in Hublot and see these watches, so I'm very grateful to Hublot. Anyway, I really do. I might be able to get a couple more Hublots. In fact, but if I don't, at this point, I'm going to say I really do hope everybody's well and speak to you again very soon. Right, so I couldn't go without showing you these two. They're both pink gold. So here we have a square Big Bang Unico, and here we have the spirit of Big Bang Unico, and I think they call it shaped as well. Now, this shape I think people will recognize, and I'll quickly, I love the shape. I love square watches as well, and I know it's very controversial for me to say I like the Cubitus Patek Philippe, but I really do. But I love this shape as well, and of course, you know, Richard Mille shapes are similar to this. But I love the name of this because I think the name of it actually very accurately describes what it is. It is the spirit of Big Bang. Now, some people might think, hold on, the square watch, perhaps it's not for them, but someone like me, I love square watches. I once spoke to a company called Hoytlands, and they have the TV square watch, and I thought it was so cool. Anyway, square watches seem to be very popular at the moment, but I'm not really, I suppose I'm not really a trend follower. I sort of like all sorts of things, but these are, firstly, because of the case general shape, I really do like them. The fact that they are chronographs, I really like them as well. Being pink gold, absolutely, you know, gold is one of my favorite materials. Now, this being black and pink gold, it does look stunning. I could imagine wanting to wear that with absolutely everything. Once again, imagine a pink, sorry, not a pink, a black t-shirt. Imagine that with a black t-shirt and black jeans. Now look, you know, the fashion victim in me is thinking, imagine that. You could put this on, then a black t-shirt, black pair of jeans, and the watch does all the talking. I'm using my words here, I'm having a bit of fun, but look at that. Isn't that delightful? Being pink gold, it has that weight to it, which is something that really appeals to me. And of course the see-through case back, and of course like in you know, with all Hublot watches, once again, you know, the exhibition back allows you to see the engineering that goes into creating, you know, these mechanical movements. And oh, that is so good. I love the gold. And making square sapphire crystal, that's not easy. Actually, the square shape is not easy. Again, I think, you know, the trouble that Hublot go to, and other brands, you know, to make the cases, you know, so finely crafted and so accurate to tolerances. And of course, you're using precious metal, so every time you make a mistake in the manufacturing process, you have to scrap it and start again. I always think, gosh, how many times do they make a mistake? I hope they can recover the, you know, the case that they've made a little mark on in the process. But the point I'm really making is that these things, you know, again, this is mechanical artwork. It really is. I'm sort of taken by this pink Big Bang. Look at that. It is really something. I do like it, and that is very Hublot again. One of the things whenever I hold watches, I always think, you know, what else does it remind me of? But this one only reminds me of Hublot. I can only, I mean, yeah, I'm sure that people will say, no, it looks like this, and that is absolutely fine, because I think it's nice to take inspiration from other brands, but then design something that is your take, that is your design. All the top designers that I've spoken to ever, they're all inspired by other designers, and they welcome it, and I do as well. I think it's great. But yeah, the bezel there looks like it's a ceramic material. It could be, yeah, that's it's either ceramic, or I think it's ceramic. If it's not, it would be sapphire. But you can, hopefully on the camera, you can see, you maybe can see how the light's playing. Oh, that does provide. I love the brushed sort of matte color there, and the way it turns to polished there. Yeah, I love the intrigue, the materials intrigue that these watches provide. And I was just thinking to myself, which is my favourite of these two? And again, I'm not sure I have a favourite. I think you know, I'd be in one of those positions where I want both of them. Isn't it super? That is very, very nice. Look at that. Isn't that delightful? Anyway, I wanted to show you, I really wanted to show you these two pieces before I leave, mainly because I wanted to see them myself, and I really like them. And because I've got it, because I'm zoomed in there, perhaps you can. I love the blue colouring with the pink gold. Isn't that lovely? Yeah, that is very nice. Okay, I've been rabbiting on long enough. I am going to I'm going to leave it there. And aren't they super? Once again, thank you to Hublot, and again, hope everybody's well, and speak again very soon.